Hazel with Keyhole Conversations. I'm here today with Everett Robert, and he's going to be talking to us about his play. He's a playwright, and his most recent play is
The Absolutely True Story of Tom Sawyer.
The Absolutely True Story of Tom Sawyer.
As told by Becky Thatcher.
As told by Becky Thatcher. I love having someone prompt me because, of course, I have Mr. Robert behind the camera since my friend in video is not here to do that today. And so in just a second here, I'm going to turn this over to Everett Robert, and he's going to talk about his play.
All right. Like Hazel said, my name is Everett Robert. I am a playwright from western Kansas, out there on the wild plains of historic Hays, Kansas. And I've had 2 plays published through Heartland Play Publishers. Their website is heartlandplays.com. And the first one was Allie in Wonderland, which is a variation of Alice in Wonderland. And the newest one, just published in January, is, like Hazel said, The Absolutely True Story of Tom Sawyer, as told by Becky Thatcher. Long title, it's a mouthful, but it certainly does have a way of getting people's attention, I think. And basically, it's about Tom Sawyer. It's the story of Tom Sawyer. You get all his famous misadventures, the painting of the whitewashed fence, the faking his own funeral, the adventures at church where he wins the Bible, and of course the adventures in the cave with Injun Joe, except Injun Joe doesn't show up in my play. It is geared towards children, middle school age students. Was originally performed in 2011 by children, middle school children, some high school kids in Hill City, Kansas, along with myself as Bob, the stage manager, and my good friends James McCullough as Mark Twain, and Christy Gutierrez as Mrs. Clemens. James is from Hill City, Christy is from Quinter, and they're both students, or were students at the time, at McPherson College here in McPherson, Kansas. And it starts off Mark Twain giving one of his famous speeches, and he is very rudely interrupted by his wife, Mrs. Clemens, who proceeds to tell the audience that he is a liar and a braggart and is a no good nothing, and she's going to tell them the true story of Tom Sawyer. And so we have a dueling narrators who are each telling the story from their own point of view, but Becky certainly takes center stage as we find out that Tom really isn't all that Mr. Twain made him out to be. He's a little more ADD rattled. His plans don't always go according to plan. In the character description, I have him described as 12 going on 24, who's not nearly as smart as he thinks he is. And it starts off that he steals a kiss from his good friend Mary, who is the best friend of Becky Thatcher, going back to Twain's roots on that. And Becky and Mary and her little gang of girls decide to get revenge on Tom and Huck. And they are the ones that actually convince Tom and Huck to paint the whitewashed fence. And they fake Tom's death and make him think he's a ghost. And they have a fake funeral for him. And the whole time Aunt Polly is trying to whip them into shape and get them ready for the church social the next day. It's a lot of fun and ends with Tom and Huck lost in the cave that runs underneath Aunt Polly's house, and actually is the cistern for the outhouse. And Tom and Huck find a treasure of a different sort down in the outhouse in the cave. It's a lot of fun. I had a blast writing it, and it was an amazing privilege to get it published here just in January by my friends at Heartland Play Publishers. My other play, Allie in Wonderland, is a variation of Alice in Wonderland, where Alice has grown up. She's a tween now, and Wonderland is dying, and it's up to the familiar characters, the Mad Hatter, the March Hare, the White Rabbit, the Cheshire Cat, the Dormouse, the Caterpillar, and the Tweedles to get her back and restore Wonderland to its imagination. It's a play about imagination, the power of imagination, and all the fun that goes into that. Hope you'd consider either Tom Sawyer or Alice in Wonderland for any community theater, children's theater projects coming up. Both run about 45 minutes to an hour, and again can be found at heartlandplays.com or at my website. There's links at emergencyroomproductions.net. All right, we're going to do a little camera switch here and let Hazel wrap things up here.
Okay, well, if you heard some chatter in the background, we're actually making this video right after the KWA conference, and as you can hear, people are still having a good time. But in case you miss anything that Everett said, we are going to have links just below the video, and so you'll be able to go and access those places if you're interested in the plays. And so that's it right now for Keyhole Conversations.